fraudulent individuals scamming the U.S. capital markets, committing fraud to crash the markets, to destroy the companies so that they can limit competition. By limiting competition, they can then become a monopoly, and then they can become a total totalitarian state from which they use and oppress the people in a total manner. You all need to wake up to the fraud, wake up to the scam. If they wear a suit, if they have a suit and a tie on with a clean haircut, they are most likely a fraudster. They commit fraud. The reason why they put on a suit and clean up their hair is so that it displays your belief. It puts you in a sense of disbelief and persuades your disbelief. And so therefore now, since your disbelief has been persuaded in a different kind of manner and has lowered down and they have lowered your inhibitions, you are more susceptible to fraud. You are more susceptible to the con. They are con artists, okay? And this is how they con you out of your money and fraud you out of your money, because you're walking into this place thinking that it's a legitimate institution. And the reason why you think it's a legitimate institution is because they fraud your mind into believing that people who wear suits are legitimate. People who went to college are legitimate. But if you ever been to college, you've seen those kind of people. Those are the worst kind of people. They're the worst kind of people. And then they take their worst kind of people and they send them out into the world and they appoint them in these key positions. And that is why the world is the way it is today. Fraudsters begatting more fraudsters that begat more fraudsters. You see what I'm saying? And the only way to combat the fraud is for someone to finally explain and to display and show the truth. To show and to speak out onto the truth and show you all this shit is a fraud. The market does not go down unless they make it. There are no real sellers. Everyone who buys and holds. When they buy and they hold, the market makers take the other side of the trades and they then go short. Okay? So it's just like saying, hey, you're trying to go, run a marathon, and just right when you're about to run the marathon, they go and make it rain. Or they go and they mess up the road. They go put detours all in the way to make it so that it's hard for you to now go about your day and do what you needed to do today. Okay, you have to understand these things. You have to understand what they're doing here. This thing is a total fraud. It's total fraudulent in nature. The ability from which they do to create this thing is fraudulent, and then they use the media system to cover up the fraud. Anybody who works in the media system who then exposes the fraud is instantly cut off and fired, and you will no longer see them on TV anymore, just like MSNBC. All fraudsters. Jim Cramer is a fraudster. They do not care about America. They are treasonous in nature. They are globalist in nature. They are fraudsters.